What is up, guys? Back at you once again. It is ya boy, Chin, that freaking Mark. And guess what happened tonight? It was Raw. Obviously Raw happened. So I'm here to bust a freaking nut all over your face. Let's get it. We start off this here episode of Raw with what I knew was too good to be true. It appeared that we were starting a wrestling show with a freaking match. In fact, it was a tag team battle royal to determine who was going to be the El Capitans of the Raw tag team, the team of teams for Survivor Series. And it did not take long before Braun Strowman came out and just started kicking ass and taking names. He just murdered everyone, basically. And then not too long after the murder had played out, he comes, takes a chair, plants it right down in the middle of the ring, and he's like, you know what? I need to murder myself a Corbin. Where is a Corbin? I need to fucking kill him right now. If I don't fucking kill myself a Corbin right now, I'm going to go ape and somebody else is going to get these hands. Stephanie comes out and in a very not Stephanie manner is being like, whoa, dude, calm down with it. You need to chill. I need you to be a team player this Sunday, and if you end up being a team player Sunday, game on. You get whatever you want. You want to rip a man's head off? Go for it. I don't care. Boats, limos, whatever the hell it was. Strowman's like, I could legitimately give a fuck about a limo right now. I want to murder myself a Corbin. Not sure if I've stressed it enough yet. Stephanie's just like, dude, okay, I feel you. You bring home the victory for Raw here? Done. Get it. You want your Universal title shot? I got you, bro. Not too long after that, Ronda comes out because Stephanie's in the ring and they are anything but friends. Remember that. She comes out to be like, hey, I understand you're talking about something completely different. I just want to say that I can't stop thinking about Becky Lynch and how she's talking all this shit over on SmackDown. So just wanted to throw out my 2 cents. Can't wait to rip Becky Lynch's arm off. Looks at Stephanie as if she were to rip off her arm because, again, they're not friends. And then Corbin comes out like he's going to be the voice of reason to be like, hey guys, calm down. Ronda, here's the deal, bud. I'm gonna put my arm on you like I'm a comforting type person like that. And Ronda's like, dude, get your fucking hand off me. Kapooyah! Smacks him with a bit of a hip toss. Ends up looking like a bit of a dumbass, I gotta say. If I'm being legit here. And then Strowman hits Corbin with the line of the night, being like, yo, I hope you enjoy being Stephanie's little lapdog, because come this Sunday, I'ma neuter you, bitch. That means his balls aren't gonna be there anymore. We next up have ourselves a match between Tamina and Ember Moon, a little bit of follow-up from last week. The match immediately starts with Nia distracting Ember so Tamina can get a bit of an upper hand. We see that Alexa Bliss is watching backstage because remember she's the captain of Team SmackDown. At one point in the match, Ember decides to hit Nia Jax with a suicide dive, who isn't even in the match. And it was a bad decision overall because she does it and it doesn't even faze Nia Jax. And in fact, it leads Nia Jax to distract Ember again when she was going up for an eclipse. Tamina goes up to the top rope, ends up hitting Ember with a splash. Definitely not referencing any family figure that could have possibly been a murderer to get herself the win. Looks pretty impressive for the Raw women's team for Survivor Series, if I had to say so myself. Next is an in-ring interview with Seth Rollins and Corey Graves. Corey's all here talking business, wanting to be like, yo man, Sunday you're going up against Shinsuke Nakamura for the first time ever. Seth Rollins is all like, yo, that's dope and I do understand that, but also Dean Ambrose has been pissing me off for some weeks now and I want some answers. Graves is all like, yeah, we should probably talk about Survivor Series though. Rollins is like, yeah, no, not really feeling that. I kind of want to get some answers from Ambrose. I feel like he's kind of a pussy and he's not going to do that though. And Ambrose kind of proves Rollins' point by not appearing in person and showing up on screen to be like, dude, look how cool I am. I look super grumpy and I have a barrel of fire right next to me. What up? I'm like a greaser, bro. He just talks about how basically he feels the Shield made him weak, and he burns down the riot gear that was a symbol of the Shield because, you know, Rollins' whole thing is burn it down. Yeah, it happened. It was a thing. We have ourselves a match here between Finn Balor and Dolph Ziggler, and honestly, it was a good match, but I could hardly even tell that because I was so damn distracted by the commentators constantly plugging Survivor Series. Did you know it's coming up on Sunday? By the way, Finn just gets his balls racked on the top rope, and I feel so bad for him. But it's all good because he does fight back and he's just getting his spots in, tosses Ziggler onto the outside there, and he's just like, you know what, Ziggler, Drew, you're both getting flipped on. Kabooyah! Once again, smacks him on the outside. They get back inside the ring there, and Finn goes for a coup de grace. It doesn't connect. Ziggler turns it into a roll-up. Finn turns that roll-up into a roll-up, and then, you know what, ends up getting himself a win. You damn right. After the match is over, we go backstage and Stephanie's just like, hey Finn, not a bad job out there. I'm smelling what you're stepping in. In fact, it smells so goddamn good that I want you to be representing Raw on Sunday at Survivor Series. McIntyre wasn't too pissed about that, but Stephanie's such a good leader, she's like, I only need you guys to be friends up until Sunday. After Sunday's done, murder-ratize each other. Friends until then, murderitization. Get it together. We then have what I thought was going to be a match, but definitely was not a match. It was more like the Riot Squad showing up and Ruby being like, oh, boo-hoo, I feel really bad about my actions last week. Like, yeah, anyone's buying that. And then, shocker, she's like, I actually enjoyed seeing Natalya's pain because I'm a bit of a masochist, didn't you know it? Natalya's music hits, and then she does such a classic move and just shows up from behind Ruby Riott. Like, who saw that one coming? Well, Ruby Riott didn't see it coming, actually. That worked for about maybe a minute before she got jumped by the Riot Squad, and then the Riot Squad gets all their cheap heat. Boo! Boo the Riot Squad! I love you, Liv Morgan. Boo! Boo the Riot Squad! We then have ourselves the For Real Tag Team Battle Royale taking on For Real this time. It consists of Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, the Lucha House Party, the Revival, the Mother Freaking B Team, Heath Slater and Rhino, and then also the Ascension. Rather than just going through the match, I'm just going to tell you who got eliminated in what order. First off, we had ourselves Heath and Rhino. Doesn't matter about your kids, bro, sorry to say. After that, it's followed up by the Revival. Next eliminated is going to be the Lucha House Party, then the B Team, followed by the Ascension. Roode and Gable win for the ever so coveted captain's spot of the tag team Team of Teams for Survivor Series. Doesn't really matter for the other teams because most of them made it into the overall match for Survivor Series anyway, so yay, participation trophies. Then we are going to be having ourselves some Bobby Lashley versus Elias, and which was really just an all-over segment for me. It started off being like, man, this is one of those moments where I'm really glad no one else is watching me watch wrestling right now, because it's just so cringe watching Leo Rush with his annoying-ass voice being like, look at this piece of art man we have here called Bobby Lashley. He is ever so defined and he is a chiseled god. Admire him. Oh, it was a rough one to sit through, but it was definitely recovered by Elias showing up on stage and just making me so happy to be a wrestling fan. He showed up on the phone with CPS, Child Protection Services, just being like, we have a kidnapped child on our hands here. He's been kidnapped for some time now, and if you ask me, he couldn't be any more than 10 years of age. I LOL'd for real. IRL. It was great. The match itself plays out, and it was just, a match. It ended with Lio Rush being a bit of an ass, appearing from under the ring to hold Elias's leg to prevent him from getting back into the ring. Therefore, Bobby Lashley wins via countout. No one ever likes a count-out victory, so you gotta do something to make the crowd happy, right? And Elias did just exactly that, with a little bit of Lio Rush beat down. And I don't blame you. You're just tossing him all over the place. And with that match being one that is going to make Bobby Lashley the final participant, the final member, the final dude on the Raw male team for Survivor Series. So yeah, we have that in place now, wouldn't you know? Alexa Bliss comes out next to announce the women's team for Survivor Series here. And first up, it's going to be Natalya, but Natalya's not there because she was sent home because of such emotional trauma. And then, huge shocker, the three women that accompanied Alexa to the ring, that being Tamina, Nia Jax, and Mickie James, they're going to be members in the Raw women's team. Who would have guessed it? Once again. And then the next member is going to be the winner of this next match. Or is it? We then have ourselves the main event for the evening, again being the final spot for the Women's Survivor Series team. Sasha versus Bayley. And what's a match where you can just tell both are just really good friends and they work really well with each other. Too bad that doesn't mean jack because Tamina, Nia Jax, and Mickie come in to break up the match for what seems to be no apparent reason. And then guess what happens next, guys? That's right. Dick move of the night is definitely going to have to be handed to Alexa Bliss on this one. You know why? Because she comes in the ring to be like, yeah, all that match right there didn't matter for anything because I'm actually going to throw Ruby Riott on the team. And then we just have ourselves a dope ending to Raw, in which starts off with cutting backstage, and Becky Lynch is just putting in the disarmor on Ronda Rousey. Becky Lynch on Raw, SmackDown Superstar on Raw, because, Invasion when it comes Survivor Series time, and Invasion is exactly what we got, because we get back into the ring, and all of the SmackDown Women's Superstars are just flooding the ring. It doesn't matter. We got our upper carders, we got our mid carders, we got other people in there too, maybe. We just got everyone in the mix. Becky Lynch just gets cut the f*** open. I actually think she probably broke her nose or whatever, because she is just bleeding all over the place. Doesn't let it bother her in the slightest. She's pissed. And Ronda Rousey comes out because she's also pissed. She is very pissed indeed. And Becky's not dumb. She knows exactly what to do. She books it and she's like, yeah, no. Gonna leave through the audience. We'll take care of this one on Sunday. You can get mad at me all you want. And Ronda was mad. You know how I knew she was mad? Because her... Can you see it? Her eye was twitching out because of the anger. The anger that was brewing inside of her tummy. She was just so pissed. And with all of that jazz, we have ourselves another nut busted. It has been your biggity boy, Chin, that freaking Mark. Get at me on the social media with all of that jazz. Jazz, 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 and jazz. SmackDown's tomorrow. Hey, did you hear that Survivor Series is coming up on Sunday? Because if you didn't know, Survivor Series is coming up on Sunday. Probably not going to be able to do reactions or anything like that, though, because, Diggity and I are humans and we have day jobs. Just gonna throw that out there. But let's not end on that note. We're gonna end on this note. Magic trick, bitch. Okay, and now it's back. See ya. Deuces.